Hey guys, John here with a silver update. This is partly in response to Randy Tooth. General, what did you call me? General Johnny signing in as requested, sir. Firstly, just want to clear up a little inconsistency. I am Greek, not Turkish. It's my wife who's Turkish. However, I've been to Turkey like 4 or 5 times, and I've never been to Greece once, and I speak way more Turkish, and I don't speak any Greek. So I feel very comfortable in the Fez, mate, and I've adopted the culture, so I do feel comfortable to present myself as the Ottoman general that I am in this video. As for the coffee wars, mate, a good general knows which battles to fight and which ones to leave alone. The coffee wars, I'm going to leave that one alone. I have my Arabica beans, carefully selected from Rainforest Alliance certified farms. That's what I have every morning. 100% Arabica. I don't know how you pronounce that. But basically, yes, I support the evil empire. It's actually really good coffee. Who'd have thought? And it's quick. But if you want to get up and make me a Turkish coffee every morning, you can do that. But I request that you put your shirt on before doing anything in my house. As for losing your shirt in the silver market of late, yes, a lot of people have. Although, if I were to guess, I guess you lost your shirt in the silver market quite a while ago. A lot of people have lost their shirts in the silver market, although not so much the physical, well, a lot of physical stackers have bought in at a higher price, okay. Hopefully, you know, the idea of buying physical is that you're not over leveraged. There's some people that are over leveraged who took credit cards, maxed out their credit cards to buy silver. I know because they email me, ask me what to do with that now. I'm very over leveraged in that sense, but most of the physical stackers shouldn't be over leveraged. So you've really not lost nothing in the sense of, well, if you've lost something, it's opportunity. That's what you've really lost, because, well, silver is 30% lower now, isn't it? So even if you bought right now the same amount, you could potentially save 30% or buy 30% more. So you've lost nothing in terms of, you know, life goes on, but you know, you've lost more opportunity than anything else. So I wouldn't cry over spilt milk. What's done is done. If you're unleveraged physical stacker, you know, silver for me was always something, when I was near 100% invested, something I just put all my cash into at that point in time. And sometimes I needed to sell a little bit to pay for something or whatever, and that's what I didn't really care about the price. But as we started getting exponential, price became a concern for me, because I could see it was getting ahead of itself in terms of value. It will. I'm confident silver and gold will trade at much higher prices than they've traded at. So you haven't lost anything unless you sell. The only thing you have lost is opportunity, but that opportunity will come around again. Now, one other thing I wanted to go, I'm really mixing 2 videos in this, so I'll take my fez off now, because that's the response to you done. But I also want to talk about, do a quick channel update. A lot of people have rightfully noticed that I've been, how do I explain it? You know, the original Stellar Concepts, you know, back when it was banging the table on silver, you know, the manipulation and all that sort of stuff, of late he seems to have, you know, deviated away from that. It's not that I've deviated away from it. I still know that the US government takes a vested interest in gold and silver. Just like governments around the world manipulate their own currencies higher or lower against the US dollar, China for example, but every country does it. In the last 12 months we've seen a whole spate of countries do it. And so just as other countries do that, the US's, I guess, competing currency is gold and silver. And I've seen it as a trader. I've seen it on the charts. I've seen it actually happen on the charts. point in case was when they announced, I think it was QE1. I don't think they called it that. What they called TARP or something like that. I think it was then. I'll have to go back. It was a fair while ago. It wasn't QE2. It was ages ago. QE1. I saw gold get taken down, and this was, I think it was under $1,000 at that time. There was no data out, and gold just got smacked. $50, which was like 5% on no news, no data, nothing. And then I think this was before Bernanke's speech or whatever. He announced QE1, and gold went flying back up to where it came from. Literally, bang, $50, bang, up $50. Had they have not taken gold down $50, that if that TARP announcement was worth $50 to the price of gold, and it was just allowed to run from where it originally started from, it would have broken through all sorts of resistance and gone way higher just based on that momentum. You know, it would have been a breakout on the chart. So it had to be taken down, and that to me is blatant manipulation in the gold and silver market. And I have no doubt whatsoever that the US government has a vested interest in gold and silver. History is rife with examples, especially from the US government, of their intervention and their intervention in the gold and silver markets, be it confiscation, be it going on and off the gold standard, things like that. They take a vested interest in it. And maybe it's not the US government per se, maybe it's those who are pulling the strings of the fiscal pockets of the US government, a la the central bank. But there is a vested interest. And so yes, that original big picture of gold and silver being in a manipulated market still holds true. Of late, you've seen me be a bit more skeptical of the smaller issues. You know, like, you know, the fact that silver's allowed to run up, everyone's, you know, saying it's all good. You know, there's no manipulation anymore. There's nothing. Silver is reaching its true value price, and then it gets taken down. It's like, well, that's manipulation. Well, no, I don't see that as manipulation. I see that as functions of a market. So I guess I'm trying to mature myself in the market and just really focus on, not hold on to every little tidbit of conspiracy theory or whatever, and really try and just take a more balanced overview than I used to. So in that respect, people have noticed my channel deviate a little bit. Yes, it has, although the fundamentals of my channel still remain the same. I do believe we're in the midst of a currency crisis, not that one's coming. We're in the midst of one now. We've seen countries competitively devalue their own currency, propping the US dollar in that respect by devaluing their own. We're going to see more of it, I think, and it's just going to come with more and more impetus in the future. So at the end of the day, the gold and silver markets is definitely a place to park your purchasing power at a minimum, at a very minimum during this time. So there are times to buy and there are times to sell. Above 40 was a time to take profits off the table in retrospect, but we are in a long-term secular bull market in gold and silver. We're not in the mania phase yet, despite having gone to my broker, my bullion dealer yesterday, who told me the lineup was out the door and around the toilets every day last week or whatever, and that Monday is set to be an absolute killer day in terms of the public getting in. We're still just awakening now, and if we have started the mania phase in gold and silver, it is that that's coming. You know, we're really just at the beginning. If we have even started, I don't know that we have. So yeah, just getting back to my channel, I have sort of taken some pot shots at people who I guess propagated the hype in the metals market. It just looked dangerous right from the beginning, and some people have got hurt and burned big time on this. You know, things like the web bots. I mean, how people can listen to web bots and that they can honestly think that stuff can predict the silver price. I think they were saying $600. you'd be surprised how many people A, believe it, and B, propagate that information here on YouTube. I mean, by the very nature of the web bots, what they do is they collate information about what other people are talking about and put it into some sort of, so if everyone's talking about $500-600 silver, then all the web bot's going to do is say, well, silver's going to go to $500-600. It's so, like, people who put their trust in the web bots are putting their trust in hope and fantasy, and I'm sorry, it's, get your head out of the web bot sand, seriously. It's, it's naivety at best, it's disinfo at worst, it's a joke, so just stay out of it, don't waste your time. And then there's been other pundits and whatever who really should know better about getting caught up in markets of what we've seen in the silver market. So I guess I've tried to take the devil's advocate as silver became a little bit too excited in the market, and when silver goes down and becomes suppressed, and if it ever does, I will come out again and try and rally the troops per se. I will then get on the other side of the bandwagon and tell you reasons why it is potentially undervalued at the prices that it's at. So I just like to keep that balanced approach. I don't want to get people caught up in hype. People lose money. Yes, long term it may be okay, but you're also missing opportunity by buying in at those higher prices. So, and at the end of the day, I also could be wrong as well. So, it's a very hard thing to manage, and I guess that's what some people have been picking up in my channel. But I like to think it's more just a function of my maturity in these markets, as opposed to where I was, as opposed to where I am now and where I want to be in the future regarding these markets. So that's probably what a lot of people are picking up on. Also, that Bart Chilton video was very well received, so I may do more of those sorts of videos. I was asked to do maybe a phone call with Max Kaiser, so I might give Max a call in my next video. I won't do too many of them, but I'll do a couple of them every now and again when I feel inspired. So that's it. Salute, and I'll talk to you soon.